very welcome back. Now at 10:30 this morning, Pope Francis will land in Dublin Airport for a whirlwind 32-hour visit to Ireland.
Last weekend, Laura investigated how preparations for the papal visit were going. Here's a look at the Pontiff's itinerary for the next 2 days.
Direct from touching down at Dublin Airport this morning, Pope Francis will be immediately transferred here to Áras an Uachtaráin, where he'll be greeted by President Michael D. Higgins at about 11:15. This will be his first official duty in what's set to be a busy weekend for the Pontiff. From here, Pope Francis will be brought to Dublin Castle, where he'll meet with An Taoiseach Leo Varadkar, as well as authorities and diplomats. He'll then visit St Mary's Pro Cathedral before transferring to the day centre of the Capuchin Fathers, where he'll hold a private visit to the day centre for homeless families. The day will be finished off with the Feast of Families in Croke Park Stadium, where he'll give the speech of the Holy Father. Total attendance across all of the Pontiff's events is expected to exceed 750,000 people. 45,000 of those are due in Knock tomorrow morning, where the Pontiff will give the Angelus in the square in front of Knock Shrine. But it's right here that 500,000 people are expected to attend the Papal Mass tomorrow. To put those numbers of people in context, 350,000 people turned up to the Easter Sunday parade back in 2016, but that's nothing compared to the 1.25 million people who attended Pope John Paul II's Mass right here in 1979. With so many people and with road closures in place, transport operators have outlined a comprehensive transportation plan.
All the normal transport that would run on any given Sunday will be running on the day. So everything that is put on for the event is put on top of the normal public transport that we have on any given day. Examine your ticket carefully, because the colour coding is the first thing that you'll notice on it. And if you follow the colour coding from the time you get off your bus or off your public transport all the way into the event, that will take you the most efficient route right into where you're going to be seated for the event. And equally, when you're leaving, follow the colour coding back, so whatever way you've come into the event, go out the same way, and it'll take you right back to your bus hub or your train station, and it'll facilitate your exit and your journey home. This is a pilgrimage. You know, it really is. And if people think like that, they'll dress and they'll plan appropriately for it. People are hearing that it's long distances, and it could be between 5 and 9 kilometres over the course of the day, you know, to get in and get out. We'd say, look, plan for it. There'll be lots of assistance along the way. So people that are considering, will I or won't I go, we say, look, there will be plenty of places to rest. We'd say, look, come early and plan for a long day.
With more than 1,000 doctors, nurses and paramedics stationed at the Phoenix Park and a mortuary on site, crowd safety is of utmost importance. Can you give me an indication of the type of security measures in place throughout the course of the weekend?
Well, look, this is a major event, Laura, and for all major events we have a graduated response to security, some of which obviously I can't discuss with you. But on this particular occasion, this is about getting large numbers of people in and out safely of the event. So for us, during the day, we'll be looking at a public safety scenario in terms of how do we move 500,000 people from 9 different transport hubs into one location and then get them out safe. We'll have more than 700 guards inside here in the event itself. We'll have more than 900 guards outside over the course of the day. We'll have over 2,500 guards working at it. You'll have 500 Defence Forces personnel in here. You'll have volunteers, thousands of volunteers, and you'll have all of the other agencies, including the HSE and the Civil Defence, will be working on this. They'll also be working on the routes in from the transport hub. That's mainly our job on the day, is to make sure people get in and get out safely, and that the crowds are managed effectively so that people get from their bus into the event and back to their bus and get home safely.
Brenda, this is where the Papal Mass will take place. We're here at the altar. The view is spectacular, and this is what Pope Francis will see. Of course, it'll be full of people.
He will look out at a sea of people who have come to be part of the closing Mass for the World Meeting of Families. So it'll be quite a view when he looks out across the 500,000 people gathered in the sections. When you look out at the scale of the detail, everything that has to be thought about, from kind of, you know, corralling, from marking, from posts, from flags. I mean, the statistics are staggering. All of the food and the water and the facilities that have to be brought in for people. 2,500 toilets, 25,500 sliced pans will have gone into all the sandwiches that are consumed here.
Can you give us an idea of the layout up here at the altar? Where is the papal chair going to go?
The chair that he will sit in will be just against the back wall here. This will be the sanctuary space. The altar table will be in front, and then the ambo where the readings are done from will be just over to the right.
And it's right here that Pope Francis will be celebrating the Holy Mass and what a spectacular view he has to look forward to. Following the Holy Mass and speech of the Holy Father, which is scheduled to take place here tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, Pope Francis will finish his weekend here in Ireland and depart for Dublin Airport at approximately 6:30 tomorrow evening.